ebintu ebiwera ku byayire waire nga poliisi ezikiza omuliro agezizaako okola ekisoboka okuzikiza omuliro guno. So ndowooza nakaire ebintu ebifaanano nti bino tusobolenga okubifunira amagezi ag'enkalakalira. Mu Uganda saawa ne bizimba okugwa byekuzimbibwa n'omuliro ogema waire diba accident. Aye ndowooza nti tusobolera okuyiya amagezi twasobola okuba nti omuliro tuguzikiza nga gubeere gujatandika, because I think it is very possible mawanga agakulankwana kisoboka nti osobola otegeera omuliro nti gubeere gujagema twaguzikiza. N'ebindi ku bintu ebifaanano nti nebyo ebifiiramu abantu twaluzinga esente ettali ntono tusobola okuba ati nga tubikolako. Mu ssaawa yaife eno ey'okubiri embeera eno yatuuka okuniga buli omu. Gavumenti yeeyama okwongeza abantu emisaala, abakozi ba gavumenti n'abali mu sayansi nga mulimu abasomesa n'abasawo. Sente ebyo dirijja kuitandiika financial yeeno ng'etandiika enene gyosomebwa eno 2022-2023 era okutandika nga July emisaala gibe girijja kwongezebwa. Aye okuba n'Abannayuganda abatasaasira nti gavumenti yeeyama obongeza omusaala bateeke sin point abasawo abali mu madwaliro bakaali mukeeka ndeigo n'abo abali kwega obwege ng'abaintaani. Era abantu abasinga madwaliro agandi ekyo balituukanga okunoonya obuyambe nga tebabona kubanga abasawo bali kwekandeika. Kirino madwaliro ga gavumenti, amadwaliro gano ag'abantu abuntu koza awandi eba business basigala nga baliwo. Aye ate okidi bulungi nti saawa eno kumbeera eriwo Munnayuganda batono buti abali sobola ojja madwaliro ag'abantu obuntu kubanga esente bazira. Minisita Mululi Mukasa wa public service n'abandi ku bakungu abasawo babawoire paka lwa balaza iddo lwa mukaaga ku lwa Sande ku lwa balaza. Singa olwa Mande lutuuka nga madwaliro ago muzira mirimu era mulijja agobebwa. Sooka mpe ebigambo bya Mululi Mukasa memali tusooke tulingirire oba kino kyonera kyetaaga gavumenti eveeyo ebakobera ekyokola oba ebakobe nti mu mbeera efaana eti nga tuli mu crisis weena ku mulimu gw'oliko olina okusobola okuba ate ng'oyamba.
Naye akeediimo kano kamenya erimu ku mateeka ge tulina agakola mu kwogeraganya negotiation n'okuteesa ku nsonga ebeeriwo naddala nga y'ebyemisaala. Tubasabira abakulu abo nti bannange mukomewo muweereze abantu baffe, mubawe obujjanjabi era tubasaba nti muddeyo mangu nnyo ku mirimu gyammwe. Naye wabaawo engeri yonna endala at least mube nga muzzeeyo ku mirimu gyammwe obutasukka lunaku lwa Mande olujja nga 3 mwezi guno gwa May. Kakati bwe kinaalabika nti waliwo abatazze tujja kitwala butwazi nti abo bo omulimu bakoze eki bagusuddewo tebakyagwetaaga.
I want to appeal to the unions that please reconsider your views and go back to work before the Monday. There are many who are willing to go back to work. Allow them to work, do not threaten them, so that we look for a solution together, because the principle of unions is that you engage, you negotiate collectively and agree. And since we have agreed, really the minister has articulated, we have agreed with you as a government. Be patient in consideration of the
government. Yafulumya ne kakasa obuwumbi 495 nga bwakwongeza misaala egy'abakozi ba gavumenti abali mu mutendera gwa sayansi, era ezo sente zayisibwa okuva mu ministry ya finance. Cabinet yakiyisa ne parliament yakiyisa, era kiri mu mbalira ey'omwaka 2023 etandika ku first olunaku olusooka olwa July.
Wano we twenda okuba ate nga tutegeerera tulinayo abannayuganda abandi boona abali kunirigiza bannayuganda bannaibwe mu kaire kano nga embeera ekalwibe kubanga akadegere kano kali kati akagere wesidi nti ebyenfuna ebanga bidobonkaine nga buli muntu ofuna esente afuna daakulya lunaku waliwo okuservices edindi edirina okuba nga daabwerere obanga esente daado diri wansi kubanga ebyobulamu ebyentambula enguudo diba ennungi nti ole wasasula omutwalo ogula amafuta kabi motoka tejafiira ku luguudo akolesa emitwalo 2 okukanika emotoka abasawo bakeekandeiga era guno bagufuula muzi basawo muli mikwano gyange munsoni okubanga ndiko nti mwagufuula muzi njatandikire wa Solomon abannayuganda abandi boona banigiriza bannayuganda bannaibwe gavumenti esuubiza sente demali liquida starting the financial year isn't that one kwenda kufuna attention y'abantu nakufuna showbiz nti muli kwenda alaga ino nti singa timwekalakasa gavumenti yandibawaire musaala.
You see, sir, okusookera irala ndakukoba nti longoosa olulimi wazira muntu eyekandaiga wabula bakola kye balina okukola. First and foremost, ekizibu kye tulina nga Uganda titubuuza kibuuzo kya twatuuse tutya wano. How did we get here? Government has been intimidating the doctors. I am happy until they have pulled on the strike or the demonstration, the strike up to date. And I pray they pull it on until when government fulfills its pledge.
So you was an ukakubanga
Rachi nkobantu. Government eyenda ino okuintimidating abantu. Ngekyatuse ku Dr. Kiza Besigye. Inti General Yoweri Museveni we yavayo yakoba nti Beiro ndi kujja kweta caucus Beiro we see ono tumuwe Beiro no tumuwa Beiro. It's violating amateeka gaife. Ife era twavayo twakoba nti era muzeeka niyamba yakulembera olunyiriri nti no, this is unconstitutional and illegal. So the president later conceded yakoba nti ensonga ya Beiro ngirekeire kooti. But as I told you earlier in our casual conversation, at the moment you have cadres in public offices, they compromise the right thing they're supposed to do. So etwira wano kubasawo okutiisa kuno okubaire okona if you don't come, because I read a statement somewhere by Steve Miruli Mukasa nti wembati muize ku mirimu we are laying you off. But the question is it the first time government yavayo yakoba nti tuli kujja kubongeza emisaala? Why can we find money to celebrate Muhoozi Kainerugaba's birthday and we can't find money to fulfill our pledge to essential services?
The celebrations of birthday, I don't think the money I got from national coffers. That is a separate arrangement. Don't attach it.
Didn't you see celebrations in State House in Tebe?
Did that money pass in Parliament?
That money is allocated to State House. So what is spent by the president? You know, I've been telling people nti eno government enzira lukisa rona kuvumirira na kunyigiriza bana Uganda, because we have been feeding these people from 86 tubambaza tusasulira abana babwe tuition. One of the daughters to the president, Bamnini Senoni, she's the first on record to be taken in a private jet to give birth abroad.
That is a personal arrangement.
So it's not a personal arrangement. These are resources of state. These are people.
Come back here. So my issue is abasawo balina moral authority. Iwabonanga, do they deserve really? The government is telling you, we allocated your money. Your money is beginning on 1st July, the financial year, and you still musimasigana mukeka ndeiga mustating abana Uganda bali bubi nga imwe yemulini mu mwande bawaire ku bwidandabi obuli subsidized mwaleka kusaasira imwe mwefuula nti nimwe omuli obubi n'omwetaaga okolebwako at first. Is that being nationalistic?
Let me give you ekyokuboneraku. Ekisooka tujje mu covid time. Yeah? Bano abantu bakola babasuubiza sente tibasasulwanga paka buti ayi nga sente dabita ku fulo ya parliament. Ekindi tujje ku hospital ya Lubowa sente tidabita liriwa leero era baviireyo musiga nsimbi yakoba nti bana sente tidimala mutwongere sente tidisitwire na musingi. I don't know if you're trying to get la analogy gendese. So twire wano kubasawo, they are parents like everybody. Abana baibwe balina okusoma. They are human beings like everybody. They have needs. Government abasinga batono ino bewa accommodation in public hospitals. Abasinga tebawa mmere, tebawa byakuvaala, tebasasulira fees wa abana baibwe. So iboyenda baibe wa sente. And to many, they have spent almost 12 months, they don't receive salary, even the little you've given to them. So, wetwira wano, but na Uganda by no kumananti, abasawo okwekalakasa, it is not the wish of doctors. It is the will of government. Things have fallen apart, the center can no longer hold.
Bon.
Yes, Sam.
Nze weningirira nkobye nti kuba bannayuganda batasaasira bannayuganda bannaibwe ndi mukaire akafaana kati mbe tisuubira nti wandiviireyo watukoba nti nze bansuubuza kino so tidde akola aye ng'oli tubona ffenna tulikulira.
Sam, thank you so much, Sam. You see, government has a mandate, Sam, and it is in charge of the country as well. But there are sectors which should be number one priority for people. That's education, health, and I would say transport, for example, because those are the avenues where its social services are really, seen. Doctors, under the umbrella of Uganda Medical Workers Association, I think that's their voice umbrellas where they discuss, they deliberate on how to work and maybe okutabakanira idembe yaiwe. And I think abasawo, it is their right to raise a voice nga baba kunigirizibwa. I'm building a point up to where you've asked me. So, but to say batya, were they promised that they will be increase their salaries and the government is not doing it, or they are just initiating it right now? So, but tulija ku appreciating the back-breaking jobs that these doctors do for this country, and the fact that public health or health is a public good. To subira government to make sure their conditions of work is really very good. So. And I mean, I would call on Parliament. Of course, I think there was a certain declaration where there is a certain percentage of the national budget which should go to health. So, and that one covers the accessibility, the affordability, and of course the services that they are to. So, today, when they come up in their voice that they are not even going to go to work without their money being paid to them, it's a bad signal because they really work hard. So, as it is their national right to be paid, first of all, to be employed by the government, and also to be paid, but also the remuneration should be commensurate to the efforts they were. So, they are just tasking government, okola chiri no kukola, and of course, government, that's another voice that they should listen to, because, and that one has a Chirina effect, some, which I want to tell people who are watching us. If you don't prioritize the skilled workforce in the medical fraternity, it is going to lead to brain drain. When about Kenya and South Africa, because of the poor pay, because of the so many things. But government is in a mandate to retain even the potential hard-working doctors that we have. Secondly, actually, we have even very few doctors that we reach out from Makerere University and other teaching universities that have that healthy bit of it. But when they hear that now their counterparts are not being, remunerated well, balija kurumuka. Secondly, it is omuna Uganda padengo na alija okolachi okukosebwa, because woja mu malwaliro ago cases etabaire na very big dibao because there are no doctors who are working. Take I want government is a bad business person. Take business, because if I was government today, I would definitely harmonize this to avoid eri abantu abali for some because of late diagnosis, because of lack of accessibility. So it's a national call to government to really see that catalytic sectors that produce very good things for this economy are given a priority. Otherwise we shall lose them to paying jobs.
But lwaki nkobye nti wetubanga tulingire mu bantu abakulira sound kubye ntubona abali obubino abeetaaga okuba ate nga balingibwako
tibali bubino
but tubalinzeeku it's like it is the end.
Tibali bubino passe, but they also, I think, they are now reacting to the economic equation. They want now to move up with the prices that are skyrocketing. Alifu nemitu alonka agana munana no kuli rent no kuli okusomesa no kulichi. Ai wamusubiza. Ai
wale wafuna abiri. Era yena ngali kola ngali.
Yes, but you see some let's pay attention sometimes to critical things. Ndoza nechijjo kutuyamba. Era tienda muna Uganda aliyeyo alikulingirira abasawo nga bali kwekala kasa for being non-patriotic as well. But you see, they are expected at the hospital from 8 or from midnight shifts, night shifts across. So that is to come and add a voice. Some, it's not that really they are not minding of the economic crisis, but they're not covert, they are not part of the people that caused it there. But because of the sensitivity of their work, some omukazi balijja ku mulongosa ayo omusa ono tiyasaswirwa talijja kukola operation with one heart, and we are going to lose 2 people. We don't want to get into the statistics of saying maternal death is high, child mortality is high, people are dying. Titukwenda kujayeyo, but let's harmonize, and then government sits with these people through Ministry of Health and their umbrella to say, now, are you now happy? Because if we make the skilled workforce happy in this country, that is going to move us very well. Aye tujja kwongera okufuna abantu nga abatunulizi b'ensonga bano okwidde okuba government ebituli. If people are not working, people are dying, people don't have access to social services, which is government's mandate.
Solomon, I don't believe nti yes, argument yo njitegeera nti omusawo kyalikola kiri sensitive yetaaga asanuke.
Yes.
Mu economic depression eriwo saawa eno nti niwe tunakwongeza empi yaye nga environment gy'olikoleramu ebintu biryongera okunina buli nensegezo lyakwongera okuba nga tosanuka. Buti omusirikale tumukola otya alina emundu akuuma abantu segeza buti yeye naye yetaaga asanuka atakola misango. Badereva tubakole tutya abalijja kupampa nga amafuta gane segeza buli muntu asanuse. This kind of okusanusa omuntu to get service delivery, don't you think tulinga abalijja otomera?
You see, nakukubye nti I'm a reader personally. So part of the people I read is Chinua Achebe. And he suggests that once things fall apart, the center cannot hold. So simply, government as government has failed to plan and prioritize its planning. That is one. Secondly, abasawo muli kubongeza sente aye malwaliro gye bali okujja okukolera waliyo ki
n'ensonga gye bandibe balaga kuba nti bo nti mutwongeza omusaala kosusulawo bitulya bubi, but they are not looking at what they use.
You see, you contracted them. You know, these are legal issues. Bone is a doctor, a mulago on contract. Contract in terms and conditions jekuwa. So as a worker in a given company, it is not my obligation to play the role of the other party. However, it is my obligation to check you. Nti olikunkoba nkube Solomon empiso ayenjizira. Besides that, nakubye bana abantu bazaire. Recently wano omusawo yafiirwa the husband. I won't mention the name. Yaife the husband. So, nato abana wa Yaife yali azira na sente ditambuza mulambo kugutola Kampala aje ajumanya aziiko omuntu we. But they put in a lot. They spend a lot of hours in hospital. Some of them, they don't sleep. Secondly, nibaine bali bazira busobozi bukoba nti twekwate bekwata yenga sente tiditusa mulamba ajumani kumuzika. Obviously they had to have a fundraising. What am I trying to show you?
They are more Ugandans than others.
Like you, a Ugandan who wants better services. These people are also people. Their lives matter. So if they say we need this and this and this to survive, let us pay attention to it, because at the end of the day,
they are more Ugandans than others.
Will increasing the salary of doctors solve the economic question? Will they survive in the economic situation? Once things fall apart, Center Taida Coldinga, obviously, to increasing the salary to devour wenga webako nti is a doctor mlago nenda million musanvu ayindo million musanvu or dispending within 2 weeks to deal ile kokumalayo the 30 days before another 7 million comes. So it is better as government, I would agree with you, though most of the times we've been disagreeing, that government ekole ebintu bibiri. Let them sit down with the technocrats. Secondly, let President Museveni accept criticism. Because as scholars you will agree, we thrive on criticism. And lastly, if he fails to do any of the above,
Bonnie.
Yes, sir.
Of course, you can't leave show without speaking that statement. They are more Ugandans than others. And we don't believe in buli muntu wanalaga kyatamu okufulumya service delivery tunasobola omusasifying.
You see, Sam, we need to also go back to the reality. Recently, President Ali popularizing a talk ya scientists. But scientists bawe sente, and I think also medical workers, they form a big part on the science side. Yeah. I appreciate sente with Nabadi Batu Seku, they do a good job, because right now people in social sciences, they are not now looked at. Of course, but of course, due to the innovations in the medical science bit and science, which I appreciate. You see, let's go back, Sam. You see, we are not in a time of a bad crisis. Sam, we had a bad crisis 2 years ago where people didn't know what to do. People lost out, anxiety levels increased, people got depression. Right now, I think people are just demanding for what their increment. But of course, we don't want to reach that level where every time government is a place to run to. Most developed economies, governments run to people for bailout. And of course, I think, but why? Because government has been supporting such people for bailout. So, Nichileche Nakoba last time, Monty. Right now, when we address critical sectors, Ediyamba, Bana Uganda, okay. They will not be interested in politics. Developed economies, young people are the ones in charge. But because they know when you rise up to that level, you manage your affairs, you become rich, that's why you're going to see many people reasoning like that. But I believe it's a point of priority. Medical workers, they really do a very good job. I would say any other profession, just like some for you in media. You really do a good job. On the camera, you get the camera, go to the field, look for news, you profile, you do editing, you come and cast the news for the public to consume. It's not an easy job. But banechi baniza muna ne nsonga yokuba nti sente bwe badallocating atidija ku muntu oyo. Of course, you saw COVID in a crisis, government was calling people kwidoba yamba abasawo mwide mutu yambe, and right now it's throwing them away teri kwenda abawuliriza, which really is a bad signal. So I don't think there is any other sector which will come and say twenda tulikwenda kutuongeza, and I think those ones are violent, they want their money. It is either promised or it is initiated and documented and presented to government. Because President Museveni is the one actually most of the time he makes these promises to these people. You know, I don't know, I'm not a politician, I don't know whether for political gains and will, but I think to really move up, and economies that have grown, like now Germany is one of the best paying country for teachers. A teacher in Germany is the most paid personnel. Olwalero musomesa idisente dafu n'olwalero ayine yakusomesa buti oli wano. So at the end of the day, if we don't pay that, and it means even our plans they tukola munsi, they are useless. When you look at the National Development Plan 2, National Development Plan 3, Vision 2040, when you read those documents, they are really very good. In 30 years from now, in 20 years from now, we are going to be very, very prosperous, more middle-income country. But again, when you have people, abakalira, because they can't go to work, and he's a professional, he can't go to work because he can't afford the tax. It is very bad.
It is very bad, and I know why it is very bad. It is one thing I did speak the other time. It is creativity to some people. That wobanga ozira shotunda shidibye, ndango ozira guobanda, wobanga tole mukulembezi ngoli muntu wa bulido. Ngokale kuloza government enyambe, iwe wekoleire woshi, baba okoleire family yo. Bisere bisinga wano wendi kwogerera. Banji kuime muli mu kafe nawo mu kimwogo muli kuwaya ku government budget byabaire biti, but you've not gone to work. Not only people are employed by government, eri abantu abandi nga bewe emirimu beeni basobola okubatenga bebesawo. Ndikyakuwumulamuku ndikwira mu kitundu kyaife exembayo nga tulingirira the gaps in the financial year eno ne budget eri kwida bikikuyo bye tuyinza okulowooza nti tibyalingibwaku era nga biyinza okumaliriza nga abakiviiremu era tukizemu. Ninze Samu Mwesigo Tavao ndikwira.
Enoni Baba TV obusoga bulayire.
Jennifer, Jukira, Wagamba, I don't have waka. You passed the eyes through me about my waka. Now come and see for yourself, see my waka. That I got with Momo Nyabo. Jambola be waka. Look at you waka. See my waka. That I got with Momo Nyabo.
Wakabalege waka ne MTN Momo Nyabo. Teka kubutese emitwalo ebiri oba okusingawo ku MTN Mobile Money yo. Oyinza okuba na mukisa anewanguliremu ku Toyota Succeed 3 oba mukuba wanguse 2,000 buli weeki. Tugenda kugaba emmotoka 24 ne Mobile Money asoba mu buwumbi 2. Okiwulidde ekyo? Ezo z'empaka za FIFA ez'okusunsulamu abaneetaba mu kikopo ky'ensi yonna ng'ate oli wakuzoota buliro ku Azam TV. Laba emipiira gyonna live mu HD ku Azam TV. Si ekyo kyokka n'abaana bakuumire ku Cartoon Network ne Boomerang, emirwa Bundesliga, Fox, CNN, obuzannyo n'emikutu egya wano. Funa Azam Pure ku mutwalo gumu gwokka, Azam Plus ku mitwalo 2.5 zokka, ne Azam Play ku mitwalo 3.7 zokka. Okumanya ebisingawo tukubireko ku ssimu 047 709 900 oba 032 308 900.
Azam TV, entertainment for everybody. Get yourself a Zuku TV decoder and satellite dish today at a low price of only 105,000 Ugandan shillings, and a Zuku decoder at only 60,000 Ugandan shillings, and enjoy your favorite movies, series, kids entertainment, music, local and international news, and lots more. Enjoy amazing packages like Zuku Smart, Zuku Smart Plus, Zuku Classic, Zuku Premium, and Zuku Asia. Get connected today. Zuku, life got better.
Here in Africa, we're full up with beautiful stories that make you go, this is nice. Stories like fabulous stuff. Stories that make you feel. So rise up and live your stories. Absolutely brilliant. With Uganda's best shows and superstars. Get 1 month of DSTV access and an HD decoder for only 79,000 shillings. And make every story your moment with DSTV Uganda.
Taufik Islamic Consultancy tulina abakugu mu kujjanjaba endwadde ez'enjawulo n'ebizibu biva ku shirik eri omuntu sekinnoomu business ne mu maka ate mu abeetaaga abakozi abawano tubagatta ku bagyetaaga.
Twebuuzibwako n'okutegeka eri abo abagenda okukolera amawanga ag'Abuwarabu oba amawanga ag'ebweru. Tulina abakugu abeebuuzibwako okujjanjaba n'okunnyonnyola ebizibu bino wammanga, obufumbo obutagala, bizinensi zitagala, visa obadde okyaginoonyako ng'ekyaganye. Insha Allah jangu bamashekhe webali saawa 24 bajja kuba bakolako, bajja kuba bakuwa amagezi, bajja kuba bakulungamya ku nsonga yo nga bonaabazze. Allah tabaraka wataala ajja kutulungamya. Tusangibwa ku luguudo oluva ekireka okudde Namugongo ku Hima Apartments. Abeera atwetaaze kuba ku simu zaffe ezo z'olaba ku lutimbe. Aba Taufik Islamic Consultancy tutuukirire ensonga zo zijja kutereera insha Allah.
Tufune ku WhatsApp ku namba 072 621 26 87. Tukubire ku 072 7 21 966 ne 078 55 78 470. Taufik Islamic Consultancy.
Olukiiko olugayita abaasomera ku isomo lya Kirakulo Jibutiki nkane kikuba nga buli wala n'alikulira neeyisa lulingi beeta abaasomerayoku mu lw'ekubano lwa buli mwaka olw'okwiragala. Luno lwakubaayo olunaku olw'omukaaga ng'ekumi na lulala omwezi ogw'omukaaga 2022 nga lwakwinamesa nga sitwedde ku nkyo. Otasuba obukwenda obw'endawulo okuva eri omugenyi omukolo gwo nga neekatuukira obubwakya bazinga bwa busogaasooka Profesa Dr. Muhammad Lubega ate nga yena yasomerayoku. Iddo womerwa emizango egy'endawulo meenyo lwenaavu awo kalina kuba akamoola ak'olweigulo mu kuwoomerwa akapego akageevu mu kibuga eky'eyinda okuma n'ebisingawo okubeerayo ssentebe ga kikoba Dr. Bateesaaki Agure ku noti 785 98 oba ku noti 755 99 oba kubira ow'ebyamakubo wa kikoba omwami Okelotik ku noti 752 27 oba noti 775 Jana Msamvu Atanandala Shira College Boutique, discipline and hard work.
Kira College Boutique, here we come, feed the nation.
Baba Fama ni Baba TV Katuba Sambule Emisisa Jaisano Tusumule Ndiosa ya Makina. Wow. Omusai kutambule Omutima kutude Tuli luno mazima bati emyaka mulala ebiri twasumba tumepikira. Mama nze ndiwo Yaisano Yaisato bomusambu tukisaawe ebigembe nyabo tituddemye mu kisaawe ebigembe aye mwe abato titubaikirizayo. We shall not allow your child abuse. Kwingira mutwalo mulala gwonka ate VIP emitwalo 5 donka. Stage isama mpako Bangala litambo Sukrini Blood Mill Zelensky Kabambo Amatara Damiano Sorisori Mbembo Security Lufula Yambo Biyandabu Mbo Sound Musunga Ingwaji Ngendu. My lord, I wonder. I
am special. A beer truly made of Uganda. Unmatched in quality and unmatched in gold. One beer, 21 Mont Selection Quality Awards. The true Ugandan reward from the source. Alcohol isn't for sale to persons under the age of 18. Please drink responsibly.
Enoni Baba TV obusoga bulayire.
Kale nkwesusa omunange okali nife webale otugoberera tuli streaminga live ku YouTube jaku Baba TV Uganda sobola okuba ate ng'ogabana ni mwino aliawo Baba TV Uganda ku YouTube oba ku Twitter ni oba ku Facebook jaku Baba Television Uganda edaba ate ng'osobola otugoberera program kanso Yaife nendaba idukiza nti bo aba ministry ey'ebyobulimi ministry ey'ebyendegeresa n'ab'ekitongole kya Uganda National Farmers Federation batesitesa omwoleso gw'abaana abasomi okuva enaku d'omwezi nga 8 paka enaku d'omwezi nga 12 omwoleso gujja bawale mu kibuga eky'Idinda ku kibangiriza eky'omwoleso ojja obone abaana abasomi n'abavubuka nga boolesa ebintu ebiri mu nsonga eby'okulima niwaayenda okuba ng'okola bizinesi osobola okuba ate nga ojjayo mwami Peter Kisambira ni show manager sobola omukubira kuuku watusobola okuba nga weno joyeri so muyinza okuba muli kibiina kyabavubuka nga mulina ebintu byomukola oba muli isomero mwenda kwolesa niwe mwenda kujja kulambula mwoleso guno gwegayitako ogwogubaawo mwoleso ogubeere gubanga ogw'omusanvu gujabaawo gwa 8 so mwaka guno tujaba n'emyoleso ebiri aye nga guno ogusooka gw'abaana basomi n'abavubuka abakaali abadubudubu nedo enteekateeka nga bwe diri kutambula olunaku olwaleero tudda kuba n'emipiira egy'amasaza era nga amasaza ag'endawulo genda kuba ate nga gasamba okuva ku ssaawa 10 wano ku Baba TV tudda kuba ate nga tukulaga emipiira egyo gyonna live paka ku ssaawa 12 so tuli kusaba nti wanumirwa emipiira gino n'ebyemizaano niwe ayenda okuba ate ng'otegeera amasaza emipiira we galikola wekumire ku Baba TV olwaleero okuva essaawa 10 era edda gibonanga wonawona wedidde okuba ate nga gibangayo odda kusobola okuba ate ng'otugobera ekitudda nkende ku nkende kirijja kubaawo enaku d'omwezi nga 3 mwezi gwa 7 mwaka guno wali mu kisaawe eky'ebugembe iwaali kwenda okuyingira ogyasula omutwalo mulala gwonka bano bakagaba balina ku ssente badasula emitwalo 5 ba VIP wetwogera ku student Christmas y'omwaka abasijjamu okumuba mu kidi so tulina okuba ati nga tubaidukiza enteekateeka edifaana oti nedo era bale abalina ffe benkobye tudda kusobola okuba ati nga tubanabo bakwinona nenda tumaliriza mu studios muno ninamu abakungu ab'endawulo tuli kulingira ku nsonga ey'enfuna mu eggwanga lino erya Uganda abantu abasinga bongeire okuba ate nga baba bayiiya bizinesi demwakola mukaire kw'omwegalo creativity gye mwalina kunayo nga muli kunoonya okubaawo obukugu obwo bwajawa nti abantu bayongera okuyiiya kubanga waaliwo omwigalo gw'emyaka 2 nga abantu bali waka bizinesi badigala bantu bayiiyayiiya mangu awo creativity efaanana eti omwami Kagaba titusobola kuba nayo saawe kanti Uganda needs to be creative apart from okuba nga tuyambibwaku tukoze tutya ife bene tubeeku n'engeri etweyikiza president yali tukoba alternatives ebintu ebindi bitusobola okukolesa tikikufuula nsolo woba tokozesa bwito waba wa bbeeyi wajja wagula amaido tikikutoolaku butalya mugaati ezirafa nga taliire mugaati there is a life eyindi nga okay we are just addicted to eat era nga tuli kulira ino aye ate nga tusobola obaawo
Sam you should appreciate ojja kuyikiriza nti ensi dikula economies transform abantu bakula abantu they improve their incomes and they start to demand ne olwaleero Uganda weeri kujja so we dreamt of being a middle income class tolijja kuyizaayo bantu batransforminze mu mbeera eri backward you see woyogera otyo oba oli kuyizaayo abantu einuma but of course we appreciate the approach
but even the things I'm speaking about we live with them they are not so much backward nti kuseera bintu ku lubengo ndowooza bwe tuyinza okuba nti that is the
anti kati you see in a developing economy like Uganda nga ozira alternatives to ebintu ebitambuza obulamu nga fuel you've not invested in renewable energy nti olina robust solar system mu nsi nti abantu balidde atolaku amasanalaze n'amafuta baire ku solar oba biogas oba thermal you can't call waliwo ebintu ebizira alternatives as well. Yes, moga is over an alternative mwali ya mogo instead of omugati aye Solomon okuva idudi okwidde Kampala bayetaaga kutambulira mu motoka which uses fuel. So creativity obukudukudu abantu okola mu mbeere n'eriwo it is okay but kiba kitwalawa ensi. You get era tujja kuirayo mubire nti the economy performed very well because of this. The economy performed very well, that's why we can't pay you. So me, I think if we increase productivity in the country, abantu nga bali productive, abantu bali n'emirimu, factory workers bali kufuna access to jobs, agriculture thriving where they can add value. Ni Solomon ono as an activist ajaba nga ali kutandika kunoonyeza abantu katale Congo aba people power aba nupube n'aba NRM ababo n'abange bendabirira okay aba FDC oba aba Baba TV aba independent. So ekyo kiraga nti right now the government should also appreciate the resilience y'abana Uganda in certain way of behavior. Abantu babairewo, there is a time when they locked the net economy. Abamabala bali bakolachi. And I know friends abafa because of depression and bali running amabala for 2 years. So what we're calling up creativity right now, you also need to be cognizant of the efforts. So what do I say? Right now, government, by the way, government has a mandate more economy at a macro level. Stabilize inflation, make sure abantu bali productive, provide social services to them. Tolija kuira muulira kerere yebwe. Olija kutandika kuba mirikinganga because you fed them. So, but what's making these people very, very tough, you and everybody, it's because of lack of alternatives and opportunities for work. So, government, and we are crying to government because it is the only thing we can't now. We don't know the development partners into Jebwe Rutandiko Okuloza.
But the other one is Nenze Okovanti Mokaida Komo Igala Kemia Kevija Bana Uganda Mali creative. Abasinga business the Matandika government in the capital. You just became creative because of the situation.
You see some, then again, don't trade on that. You see, if you're a government that for that has actually the mandate for 5 years to lead people and serve people, you don't again base on that to not to show any solution. You get? So, the economy is open and there is one thing that we should pay respect to. We're not to say what to you see, Balit Kovanti, even the president said, there is that high demand because supply is not catching up with the demand after the reopening of economies globally. They demand too much, but other people have not yet gone back into supply. Or more alternatives. You know, nobody bakola mafuta bajire mukola ebintu nga ebindi bakola biofuels and other things. So but we are now to catch up with the real original demand. But now, as we wait that, what should be the solution? So right now, I think this is a time government to be tested, but it's not too late to be tested. Modea scorecard this year, they may not register any success if they don't come with an alternative in the short term, in the mid-term, and in the long term. People will know about crisis to vow Twenka, which is very bad, and they will have all reasons to vote you out if they think you offer the same. And if you give them an opportunity to vote, these people may take over.
The people may take over yesterday but one to Avena Kaluruka Omoro. And to know that people still have trust in the sitting government. Just after that, my economic status in because they still have trust in it, in spite of the fact you in Zokubanti. The government is a trust and
you see, Sam, you give an opportunity for your opponent to have a basis of debate all the time. If you don't have a show where you're coming and telling people, you see, when the economy, the skyrocketing prices were there, we came with alternatives, and you remember, they say, yeah, I think for further crises that will come, but nobody offering. But people may offer to come and bring a new breed of approach because baja kuidukiza the electorate of what happened. I don't want to say Omoro was a special vote to my brother Ojok. Nti banzo
not to NRM.
I think it wasn't to NRM, but of course NRM can trade in it.
I don't know what we define an election to be. From him and you, Kamasade Chirimi, I don't know what we define an election to be.
How do you define it?
We saw Kayunga. Yeah, we saw Arua. What was in Omoro was not an election. We had Luwero in Omoro. Why am I saying so?
Someone Omoro.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Why am I saying so?
No, first answer this. Where are you in Omoro?
Yes, I was in Omoro. We had security operatives unidentified, which is against the constitution, holding guns titwijo baba baide batuju or baba security. That is gazetted in our laws. Besides that, we had numberless cars patrolling. We had wanton arrests in the area. And you want to tell me that was an election? It was a war. And to me, the victory of Andrew Ojok is on record like the victory of the late Jacob Olanyam, robbed.
That's according to observation, according to Solomon. But observation records has it that Bluwaba Okulonda, Imwaba Manainshi, you may not so much ask the details of security and security how it does its activities. Now we need to wakachika kebyo kulonda nga inonole chintu echo. Nti tubere no kulondera security bawo. I think that ndoza techa akwegemya but ensonga jenenze as we wind up.
So kolinde kukula abantu abali ku Baba TV. Because I watched that sort of, you know, if ever tweet about hooligans, but these guys are hooligans intellectually.
Who?
Why am I saying so?
Who are the hooligans?
No, the government. Why am I saying
no,
so?
That word.
It is in our laws.
No. That word is not good.
I am entitled to say whatever I want to say. If anybody is against what I am saying, the Constitution provides.
But I don't think.
Or file a complaint at police.
Solomon.
But
Solomon. No, so called in
Semateka etua gazetted ways of how security is supposed to do their work. And as a Ugandan,
Angoka Jamaiso, it is unfair if you call the government that they are hooligans.
Okay, maybe for lack of a better word, he wanted to say, you see, the NRM and Museveni government, they mastered violence. Actually, they are the masters of violence. Even the President Museveni says that. Probably, maybe for lack of a better word, because you've seen scenes of course, bad scenes in an organization or in a society where people should take their mandate, probably, to be heard without interferences. Maybe Okuwabula Solomon. But to me, I was driving to that because the political situation has a big relationship to the economics of a certain country. Some to be debating, and sometimes you really pay attention to that. Because people now, when you tell them you have no alternative, then they say, who now has the alternative? Maybe we have the alternative constitutionally and what, but we don't want to go into that and to the politics. But of course, political economy is one of the things that drive economies to grow, to check government, and to make sure abantu baina restoration of hope moving to.
And it's a big point, just within 2 minutes from now. As if it is the hope yaba na Uganda nti okwesasuza ku muntu abatakoze bulungi tumulinde mu kalulu. At the Ugandan is silent sawe nonga bali kulinda kalulu esasuze. And is that the solution? And anikirewo yene edango sibula.
Yeah, ngatumaliriza Sam. You see Sam, me I want to be in a Uganda where my views they can contribute to nation building, not necessarily when I'm a politician. I want actually to reach that level when I'm driving my ideas to the development of the country in the following terms. We can participate in designing policies ediyamba abavubuka, ediyamba economy okula. I don't even to know who is my area MP. Nga tienda nakumu meeting because yena akolera musala gwe to be okay. But chetuli mutumamu. Me, that's what I want. So me, I'm looking at 30 years from now, okay, 20 years from now, ngandi muna Uganda, ntaidi na parliament bwe kula. Tiena na mundija kujayo, mbachukize ebintu, engeri je mubonamu ebintu mbichuse, and you see me as God. And of course, once you let people reach that level, it's bad. Why am I saying this? Some tulino kuba, let's actually, we the young people, drive to a place where we've checked the government, eulide, abantu beli tulisindika, they are legislating for muna wananchi, and the development of the country is coming from within. Nti abantu mubawe opportunities to invest, do entrepreneurship, there is access to credit, there is human rights observation and respect. Now, never vote turn up here in Jack indeed. People will be too busy to go and vote because they know systems are clear and that. But of course, government in policies in inch. Etiame to call a revisiting of the same policies to advances into here. Right now we are talking about investment in human capital. Bana make our somye. What's their plan to get jobs? What's their plan to work? You know? Iwobona abana anti mu economies like Asia, let me just take Asia. Iwode yokuba young people into perform as activism bali kwenda ku raising up to national politics. They are not even interested because they are busy in their industries, they are busy in entrepreneurship, bali mu private sector bali kukola okuyamba ku government to get revenue, get opportunities everywhere. Okay. Right now abavubuka right now actually today the government, we should be demanding government to create an enabling environment. How do we access the Congo market? How do we go to learn languages in Congo and invest? How do we go to South Sudan and invest as young people? Not how does government get over to Twilem wins and then stuff like that. But it's now the only solution. If they take over or they're in charge, probably this could be there. So Zembonanga, that's the opportunity, and of course media like Baba TV, they really have this. This is an opportunity to tell people, to tell the country what it should do. But of course, to government to a level also the nationals, what is our mandate? To be productive, to be bavubuka, let's innovate ngabo, but the government opportunities which must create should be given a priority.
Thank you. Solomon, wind up.
As I wind up, okusokera irara nenda indire ku point where we had a heated debate on the term intellectual hooligan. Tenda mvewa no mukobende bana omwana yavuma government. I have not abused the government,
but it is an abusive word.
No, an abusive word is a hooligan. An intellectual hooligan is not abusive. It's a descriptive term of a person who causes trouble in reasoning capacity. So this government has mastered the art of troubling the reasoning capacity of Ugandans. Just like you agreed with the interpretation of the EC chairperson how security should do work. Ultra vires or against the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. However, I'll go ahead and disagree with him. Your ideas are very good, but the atmosphere over environment yetulimo in Uganda take these ideas to be implemented. Ramadan Gobi is one of the think tanks in this country. Think tanks. I'm using think tanks to describe
as you summarize
an individual. However, I want us to revisit our records. Our expenditure has raised to 18.7% according to records. Budget expenditure as a country, 18.7%. What is the revenue you've been claiming that Ugandans, that the young people are helping government? Okwiza Waiguru, 15.5% according to records.
No, I say
and
that.
Besides that,
we no longer have time. Summarize.
Summarizing. Besides that, Wojaku debt, external debt, is at 72.8%. And when you come to the expectation of Uganda of the external debt, it should be 21.8%.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Zenga nsimo bwachabazinga bwa busoga ni Baba Television okumpa akakisakano okunchaza kumpewo da busoga obusoga bulaire
kweyanziza.
Sam, I was saying that, of course, Solomon, all those are facts and they are very much appreciated. How do we move forward? How do we move up the ladder to go to the balcony? It's what we want. And we are not going to tire to discuss these things. But our government is in a responsibility.
Tuteo tambiro kuva gyotandikire paka n'essaawa eno nenda okuba ate nga ntwala omukisa guno okwidukiza fraternity ey'abanamawulire yonna yonna kitalo no twaviiribwa ku munamawulire munaife James Babalanda abeera akola ne Nation Media enteekateeka ed'okumuziika dda lunaku lwaleero alijaziikibwa wali Busembatya era nga mwena ye muli tusobola okuba ate nga tuba kirala olw'omuntu ono eyatuviireku ekibwatukira kiteeberezebwa nti ayinza okuba nga yalinamu ekiro ekya stroke kozi twalinayo ku lunaku olwokutaano nga twalinayo lunaku olwokuna nga alikola nga lunaku olwokutaano yatuva kutusaasira famire ye n'abantu bonabona. Nina amawulire gendifuna nti komanda wa Land Forces Lieutenant General Mosque ne Lugaba ayinza okuba mu kibuga awo ekyedinda ku kisaawe ekyekakindu. So mwena abaliyo mumwanirize nga komanda wa Land Forces and as a Ugandan tutole mulino a lot of politics and criticism. They are all Ugandans. Fena tuli bana Uganda tweyende kubanga fena tuli musaayi mulala. Ninza Samuel Mwesigwa Philpa Mteze ni producer wange ate nga Sauda nabe mu control. Ekyo kyabazinga abusoga fumbo.